Welcome to this PowerBoost meditation. My name's Judi. We're delighted that you are joining. And today we're going to explore the idea of lightening up, of staying light. I know that it seems we're in a very complicated world, increasingly so, and there's a lot of things we have to sort out and figure out and respond to and navigate through. And it can create a little bit of heaviness inside. So looking at what we can do to stay light, and things can be doing whatever they're doing outside, but we have a lot of resources inside, mostly our thoughts, that can help us to stay light. And there's a reason we want to do that. And I compare it a little bit to the body in terms of if body's getting heavy, then I have to engage in certain activity and look at my diet when I'm feeding the body and what I'm doing with it. And that's pretty much the same for the self, the thinker. If I'm feeling heavy, rather than looking outside, maybe I can look inside at how I'm processing things and what I'm feeding my mind. So let's explore this idea of lightening up. Sitting comfortably, and again, if you want to explore this with the eyes naturally open, you're welcome to. And we're going to start with a light breath. I want you to see if you can keep it light, not forced or heavy or big, but a light breath, very gentle inhale. And then that slow exhale, that release of air from the lungs, and how just letting go starts to make us feel lighter. And maybe another breath in, that gentle, light breath in. And again, that release of air, helping the body to let go of tension and feel a little bit more light. And I start to take my focus upwards to my inner world. From the breath of the body, I move it behind the forehead, the space of my inner world. This is where all these powerful yet invisible activities are happening, of thinking and feeling and remembering and deciding. Attitudes are shaped, perspectives are formed. Whatever is going on outside, it is through the activity of my inner world that my experience is shaped. So this is where I want to look if I'm feeling heavy or peaceless, distressed. When I first come into my inner world, it can sometimes feel like entering a forest. And there are so many thoughts, so much activity. Each leaf of every tree is like a thought. So much going on, a bit of a jungle, not necessarily organized, but a lot of activity. The mind racing from one thought to the next. And so I envision myself entering in my inner world a clearing, a small space that isn't filled with a lot of trees, an actual clear space. And this is where I seat myself, my attention, my awareness. I, the thinker, seated in this clear space in my inner world. There's an invisible boundary at the edge of this clearing, and no worldly or day-to-day thoughts cross that boundary. I give myself permission for the moment to allow those thoughts to stay outside this clearing. I can hear the rustling of the trees, the murmur of those thoughts, but they stay in the distance. In this clearing, I sit with a single purpose: to lighten up, to experience lightness. And already my mind is relieved, grateful that it can have just a single focus, a single purpose. I can feel in this clearing my mind becoming clear, having given it permission for this moment to let go of any thoughts around roles or responsibilities or tasks or issues, even relationships. They all stay outside the boundary. Within this clearing, my mind experiences simplicity, and it's able to catch its breath, just like I experienced with the body. I begin my journey to that single purpose by allowing the mind to breathe, to catch its breath. It's used to jumping from one tree branch to the next, but here it can sit quietly and begin by just breathing. I can feel my mind breathing in, soaking in the simplicity of this moment, and letting go, exhaling any complications, any confusion, any clutter, any complexity, just letting it go for the moment because of enjoying that simple space. And my mind takes another breath in of how light that space is. And it releases naturally any heaviness, any tension, any stress or worry. Enjoying the atmosphere, the air of this clearing within. And at that moment, when the mind catches its breath, I experience how differently my mind operates when it's not racing, when it doesn't have the pressure of time, when it feels lighter, gets to slow down and cool down. My mind, the creator of thoughts, operates in a completely different way. It thinks through lightness. And every thought my mind creates has an associated feeling. As the mind creates light, sacred, pure thoughts, I feel lighter. more hopeful, less anxious and heavy. I start by experimenting on the self. Sometimes if I make a mistake, my mind has very heavy thoughts. And they make me very heavy. I lose confidence in the self. But when my mind is light, much more free, it responds to even my own mistakes in such a beautiful way that there is something I can learn from that mistake, that there is an opportunity in that mistake. I do not lose trust or faith in myself. Instead, I have the energy to open up to new ways, new ideas. From a heavy moment, it becomes a beautiful one. And how does my light mind think with respect to other people? If someone is acting in a way that I might find difficult, do I respond with judgment or criticism, come down heavily on them in my mind? Or can I think lightly there too? The empathy, the understanding that everyone is doing the best they can with the cards they've been dealt. I don't lose respect for others when my mind is light. And with situations or scenes that seem adverse or challenging, how does my light mind think at those moments? It sees it in such a unique way that there is benefit in every moment, and my mind becomes patient. There is benefit waiting to unfold through every moment. I love the way my light mind thinks. It helps me to lighten up. Om Shanti.